Thank you, Dr. Spencer. Looking at the statistical chart that you presented on pertussis, what other factors, other than the statistical evidence, would make one state's rate higher than the others?
Pertussis is actually a complicated example because the time frame here this chart shows is 1986 to 2004. And it's only been within the past 20 years that physicians have recognized that the immunity from pertussis immunization during childhood wanes, so that anybody who's over age 21 who hasn't had the acellular pertussis booster is not immune anymore. And so pertussis is in our population at all times. What I'm getting at is people who look for pertussis will find it. 20 years ago, we didn't tend to culture babies and never cultured adults for pertussis. Now, as physicians, it's in our brain. Now we know to look for it, and the harder you look for it, the more you'll find. So I suspect that in 2012, this chart will look somewhat different. But I think that the overall pattern would remain the same, that more liberal laws lead to fewer people immunized, leads to more likelihood of outbreaks.
Which brings you back to the point you were trying to prove with statistics. And so getting back to my question then, could you explain possibly a state like Michigan who has an equally less, well, let's say Michigan has the same exemptionees, so personal belief exemption, and parental signature, I guess, is not required, as Vermont, yet Michigan has the same rate, almost identical with West Virginia's, which is very low, and Vermont has the highest rate. So your statistical evidence, I'm getting back to the question, what other factors then would be involved? And another example would be, let's look at Nevada, who is identical, the same rating as New Hampshire. One is on the top of the list and one is near the bottom of the list. There must be some other factors other than this statistical evidence.
My epidemiology colleagues tell me that some states have more robust surveillance systems than others, and so that would explain some of these outliers.
So possibly West Virginia is just not identifying the cases.
I think they meant the converse, that Michigan wasn't